Now, the introduction, the first paragraph, this is absolutely crucial. And I say this, the reason I'm saying this is because it's way too often underestimated by students. Students think the introduction is an excuse to sort of say whatever they want because it's only the introduction. They're going to get to the actual content in the next paragraph. To just sort of have a bit of a discussion about what the essay is talking about. Well, that's not the case. The introduction, we need a clear outline of our argument. That's what the examiner wants to know. In the introduction, they want to know, what do you think? They don't want to know necessarily what the essay does in its entire, what the content of the essay in its entirety. They want an introduction to what's going to happen, so they know what to expect. So they're not surprised later on in the essay. No surprises later. Clear outline of our argument. I liken this to a business card. It's a first impression and it's a crucial impression. And on the topic of introductions, let's go straight ahead and move on to our conclusion. If I can format my PowerPoint correctly. So far I'm struggling. Then we move on to we have our body paragraphs in the middle, which we'll come back to. But for now, let's just talk about the introduction and conclusion. Again, often underestimated. It should be reiterating our argument clearly and concisely. Any further analysis, and this is also where we're critiquing the question. So things like problems, issues, nuances, all those things we talked about in the first session and we've talked about ever since, and we'll go over today. What's wrong with the question? What words are ambiguous? What causes problems? How could we improve this essay title to make it a bit more accurate? This is all for the conclusion. And in the introduction, we're also setting our parameters for ambiguous words. Well, we've talked about this a lot. There are so many ambiguous words. What does a free and fair election mean? What does confirm mean? What does a mandate mean? So, you know, what does a mandate mean in the sense of, is it specific? You know, who does it concern? Is it temporary? Is it long term? We'll come back to this and we'll talk about actual physical arguments. So reiterating our argument in a little bit, but we're just talking now about sorts of things that are going in. Now, again, also while we're there, governing, that's another ambiguous word. What does governing mean? And here we're giving a brief definitions of keywords. Because if the examiner knows how you define these words, then all of a sudden your argument is very clear. Because an easy way to criticize an argument is to say, oh, actually, well, this word, you've interpreted this word wrong. It means this, in my view. So if you go ahead and say, this is how I'm defining these words, then your argument is impenetrable. It's a really good way to build strong argumentation. So that's the introduction and conclusion. Okay, so I'm not going to make this too busy. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see more clearly. And we're going to move on.